Alright, everything's all cleaned up. Tiring. Not the final time, but it's getting there. So, it's almost midnight now. We'll be working tomorrow on this one, which will be in about 20 more minutes. So, I wasn't going to do anything to the heads on this, but you can see the real rough finish here. See how the metal's all torn up. Looks like they took a rough-ass file to it. You can see how the head is indented from the gasket. Pushing on it. Which is this surface here, but this surface here shouldn't put that kind of a mark because this is even and flat all the way across. But anyway, you can see the mark that's in there. So that's got to, not the best of condition. This head here is a lot better, doesn't have the file marks in it like this one does, but it does have the indent mark. So this needs to be knocked down a little bit. This customer literally only has about 10 to 20 miles on 3 top ends right now. But they keep taking the motor apart, fixing gaskets, fixing leaks. They lost the pistons first and had to go back and redo those. We redid those again. So it's just been, he's had nothing but inferior work being done on the motor. So that's why it's here. We replaced the case that's going around those old ones. So right now these heads here probably would work all right, but as many times this thing's been apart, I'm going to go ahead and surface these things so it'll be flat. I'm going to go ahead and back cut these valves before I put them in. I'll lap the seats to make sure everything looks good. They should be fine. I think he said this bike only had about 15 or 20,000 miles on it, or 8,000 miles, something like that. I forget. Not many. And over here, the cylinders, you can see the marks on these ones here, where someone's been working it over pretty good. Not sure what all that's about. This is the factory step right here, which is about 2.5 to 3 thou step, which puts a lot more squeeze on the gasket so you don't blow. So this one is actually the good one. This one here, you can see how nasty it looks. So it's pretty bad. So I don't know why it's all torn up like this, but it's really, really rough, as you can tell. There's a gap between the sleeve and the aluminum, which is not a good sign. So none of this stuff here is good, being like this. So this one's definitely bad, it has to be turned. So I'm going to go ahead and do all 4 of these surfaces, I think, to make sure everything's perfect. So while I screw around with it. So I got to pull these 2 dowels out and the 2 out of the head over there. And we'll resurface this. The base gaskets here feel nice and smooth and flat. And I don't see any, except for they put some stupid number on there. I don't see too much wrong with these. They look pretty good. So these shouldn't give us any problems. Then I'll go ahead and give these a quick flash on to deglaze them. And then decide if I want to keep the old rings or not, which literally only have like 10 miles on them, if that. So this motor just has no mileage on it. So, but you can already see all the crap that's been in the oil. See, it's all scarred up already, which isn't the best. That's not good for rings either, but you know, I'll be looking those over real close before I put them back in. But for now, that's the plan. So I got to pull these dowels out so I can surface all this stuff off and back cut these valves. So let's go ahead and see about pulling the gaskets off. Not gaskets, the dowel pins off. Long night again. Good thing I'm used to this. Okay, let's get the camera over here. My dowel pin puller. Be this thing. Alright, this goes over here. Let's see what we gotta work on. Here's our dowel pin puller. That's the size. So this is a tapered sleeve, tapered collet. You beat this down onto here, it locks down on a pin. Pretty straightforward. Scoop this down on there a little bit. So this slide hammer knocks it down tight, and then it also pulls it up that way. Well, let's see how generous we're going to be with these today. Not very friendly. I figured it was going to be a pain. Nope, not going to come. Taller one. That one's out. That one, not out. So there's the pin comes out. Out. See, if you don't have much to bite onto, it don't come. Three came out nicely. One, not so much. So there's your two other pins. Disadvantage of this tool is it puts little marks where you're on the gasket surface, which is not the best. Because this surface here leaves marks when you pound on it. That's the disadvantage of this thing. Okay, so the pin here that we have no bite on, we're going to try to use the lathe. Get it out. If that doesn't work, we're going to get more aggressive. I always step up my aggression. So if it doesn't work the first 5 times, I keep going until it comes out. At some point you destroy the part getting it out. That's called stepped up aggression. Okay, this has a radius here right up to the edge chamfer to about where my nail is, so half this surface here is not straight, so it only bites on just a little bit of it. You get about maybe 30 thou that you can actually see a mark where it bit onto it, and that's why it won't come out. Can't get enough holding power. So that is always a problem. So over here we have a chuck. It's got 6 jaws on it. It can squeeze right up against the gasket surface. Pretty good. It's only about a 15 thou radius on the end of the chuck jaws. So I squeeze down on that real hard, and hopefully it'll come out. That's assuming it goes down small enough, and it does not look like it's small enough. That'd be called no, it is not small enough. Okay, so we got to take 3 of these jaws out anyway. The disadvantage of a 6-jaw chuck is the hole. Don't leave a chuck key in there like that's dangerous. Is you can only make the jaws so close together because they're in the way of each other. Once you take 3 of them out, they can go a lot more closer. So that's the disadvantage of a 6-jaw chuck. Limited on size. So we're going to pull these out because we've got to change out the jaws anyway. So right down here we have our special long jaws. So these come from APS products. You can keep asking where they get them from. They are for holding cylinder sleeves to turn down the cylinder sleeves. They are not made for holding Harley cylinders. That's what I use them for. So we'll go ahead and pull out these 3 jaws over here. So I modify the jaws to do what I want to do. jaw comes out. Now number 3 I took out the first time. I use the odd number jaws. I like the back jaw teeth engaged so you can't turn the chuck. As long as you undo the screws. Okay. Now that we got 3 jaws out of the way, these will go closer together. Nope, they won't, because these are still in the way. So this is called a pain in the butt. Now I gotta pull these out. Alright, more work. So I'm gonna put these long jaws in first. Nothing goes easy. Alright, number 1 jaw, it's mark number 1. It's mark number 1 here also. Make sure there's no chips in the way. This has 2-piece jaws on it, which allows you to take the jaws apart. Kind of mandatory for this situation. Number 5 is next. So we grab number 5 jaw, see? One reason you got charged so much money for doing this job is because the time it takes you to set up the machine is time that you spend for free unless you charge for it. So even though you're not cutting, you're still working. Because the actual time it takes to cut the cylinder is not that much. It's all the prep work. That's where all the time is spent. This is called prep work. Technically all that cleaning was prep work too. So here's number 3 jaw. Correctly. There it goes. Didn't feel right. Okay, that part's done. Alright. You got jaw 1. Pull your jaws out. It's on a scroll, so you turn it and come out. I don't like pulling these out too often because it's a pain in the ass to put them back in. They're full of chips, they don't turn easy. Yeah, kind of a pain in the butt. The other thing I could do, I could have heated the head up and then tried the Alpine puller again. It might have came out. Don't know. Probably about the same amount of work. One advantage of this, I get to clean all the chuck pieces up. There's a lot of crap in these things. That's about how big of a cylinder I put in there. Unless you got this diameter. See, I'm on the outside, so about 8 inches. Alright, should be close to the limit. When this one falls out, you know you're over the way. That one's done. So I get to clean out all the chips out of here. Should do that every now and then anyway, but I usually don't do that. It's too much work. Now unless this really gets bad. Alright. See, all of these are full of chips. It's another disadvantage of 6-jaw chuck. There's no room for the chips to go anywhere except inside the mechanism. And it's wide open, you can see in there. Yeah, I hear all the comments, but I don't clean my lathe. I had a whole bunch of crap fall out of that one. Ugh, tiring. Yeah, more junk. What a shocker. Alright. Clean this part out. So this doesn't get cleaned very often. Pain in the ass. Centrifuge, everything comes out. So you can see how this works in here. You have the scroll right in here. You turn on your chuck key like this, see? All the crap comes out. You can see all the chips and stuff down inside the mechanisms in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this backwards and screw it on down. See all these chips? And see this here works these, so it makes them go up and down. Right, so I'm going to do some more cleaning. And where did it go? See, that's the brush is coming out a little bit each time I do this. Put the chuck in the back teeth to make it easier. See how it doesn't work. It's easier now. It works hard. So. There you go. Clean it all out. Then you go into spray some oil in to make it nice and slippery. That's bad because everything sticks to it now. It screws it up. Trade-off between lubricant and crap. Alright, number one. Alright, so everything looks like it's pretty clean in there now. See, I keep locking the back teeth in right over here. When you turn this lever here, there's a back gear right back in here that goes back and forth. See? And that locks your chuck and gear. It doesn't move. So the chips are right up here at the top. So now you gotta make a decision. Do you want to lubricate your chuck or leave it filthy? That is definitely a toss-up. The next thing is, what do you use to lubricate it with? Preferably it doesn't get all screwed up. So, I don't know. if I had to guess on what to use, I'm going to guess chain lube. Because chain lube will dry up if you use chain wax. It leaves a nice waxy coat, just like on my rear chain on my race bike. See right here, it's well lubed, but see, no sticky. Doesn't come on the finger, but it's got a layer on there lube though. So that's why I like chain wax. And it looks like I still got some left. That would be called chain wax. Maxima product again. So I'm just going to spray some of this in here on the mechanism there. And we'll see if I like this or not. Alright, that's enough of that. I flip it upside down so it blows some of the crap out, but it still doesn't do it. And I get some nice gooey stuff right there in the way. Knock that down. Alright, now, this is number 5. Be you. This one here. There it is, number 4, small print. That's 2. That means 4 is over here. 4. So that makes this number 2. So you go until it pops right there. Gauge it. You have to gauge them all together. Normally you start at number 1, so I'm not sure if this is good or bad. We'll find out here soon. Feel about the same. We'll see. That one's done, that one's done, and that one's done. So they're all the same. They're all flush. And they're all in the same spot, like that, over here. Then you know you're square. I gotta do this again to put the other 3 jaws back in, but for now we're gonna go into the test run. All the way down. And now let's see how small I can go. I go real small. I get down to like 1/8 of an inch now. Before I could limit about maybe 5/16. Maybe. The elephant's a 1/4 inch. Okay, so now I'm going to just grab a hold of this dowel and just see if I can rotate this and get it to come free. Just rock it back and forth and pull out at the same time. And see, it came out with me, so that didn't help. Go a little tighter now. Get the dowel pin sliding. Tighter yet. Now I'm going to start dimpling it now. Dowel's out. It was tight. So you can see what it held on with. See, it's in there pretty tight. So this dowel pin's not going to be the best condition now. So we're going to beat this side into the cylinder next time. We got to make sure it's loose in the head like it's supposed to be. See, that dowel's got big flat spots in it now. Got dowel pins all galled up on there. Not sure why. Like I said, we're going to have to clean this up so we can make it go in the head easily. So I guess we'll put it back in here right now. We'll get a real fine file here. It's really fine. I'll smooth it up a little bit. Yeah, nasty. Things all screwed up. So you can see how it's all galled up. I don't know why it's like that. So it should be slip and slide in the head. See, it's still not slipping and sliding in the head. So we're going to run a reamer in there to clean the head up a little bit. Alright, so this is a 1/4 inch reamer, give or take a little bit. Knock off the burrs. Just dirt. And now it slides in now a lot easier. Still gets tight there at the very bottom, but that's alright. So it goes in also. Alright, so I think I got that loose enough we can make that work. Next, I'll pound this into the cylinder with a sleeve retainer Loctite on it to hold it. And that should hold it in the cylinder so that it won't come out with the head next time. So we gotta make sure all of these are free up like this. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take this chuck apart and put the big jaws in there and we'll be back.